Good morning, everybody. Welcome to OPEX Friday, June 21st. Rejoice and always pray continually. That is today's verse from 1 Thessalonians. Rejoice. That means be happy. Celebrate. Always pray continually. You don't know what to pray for? Pray for wisdom. Pray for wisdom. Seems like that's all I do. Pray for wisdom. All right, guys, let's get into it. Good morning. All right, so welcome to the AM briefing brought to you by microstrader.com, where together we trade better. We're on episode number 203. My goodness. Today's tip of the day. When can you short an uptrend? We talked about this in yesterday's AM briefing. When things break. It was great because one of my traders got on Zoom yesterday, and he's got a set of funded accounts this week, and I encouraged him not to trade this week. Wait till next week. And when he got on Zoom, he said, I said, I bet you're itching to trade. He says, I am, but I got to wait till something breaks, like you said in the AM briefing. And yes, when things break, and we played the break masterfully, and we're going to talk about that. News drivers today. We got some stuff after the opening, 15 minutes after the opening, half hour after the opening, some PMI data in existing home sales. The next week, at a glance, new home sales, some consumer confidence, final GDP quarter over quarter, and final GDP and pending home sales there again, durable goods order. Geez, why can't I speak today? Some PCE. So we got some stuff going on next week, Chicago PMI. So we got some things going on next week, but none of the major events, but pretty good. Today is the quarterly quad witching. There's one thing to expect today is weird price behavior. Yesterday, it actually performed beautifully. Yesterday was fairly easy. And today, I don't expect that to be the same, but we will trade the levels, trend, and trade location as they are presented to us. All right, where are you, Mr. Slide? There we are. So yesterday was so much fun. It was a monster day. I took 3 gifts of break even. So if you're in my group, go to the trading floor. And last night I posted a chart for each of them, and I briefly discussed the gift of break even on those trades. So make sure you go look at those, in my humble opinion, because one of the things you got to be really good at is knowing when to take the gift of break even. Friday rules. Yes, Friday does rule. Don't give your week back. Smaller daily stop loss. Maybe only, it's OPEX Friday. I would almost want to use the word you're gambling anyway, trading today. But if you use a percentage of your weekly profit, take 10%, 20% and say, you know what, that's all I'm doing today. Or I'm just taking one loss. If I take one loss, I'm out. Go into the weekend a winner and dial it down. This is OPEX. Scale it down. Do you really need to trade 10 accounts today? Really? Do you really? Or can you just pick one of them? You know what I mean? Dial it down is my advice. Seasonality here towards the end of the month. Well, it certainly gave an interesting start to that, didn't it? So we'll see how that works. Now let's go to the chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. We'll slide this out of the way. So I'm going to start this off with yesterday. I've done this a couple times this week where I have put in my pre-market chart and I gave you the link to it. Okay. And yesterday, the reason why I posted is I felt like I really wanted to share. I have no clue how many people actually see that. I wanted to share this scenario. Okay. And then I had a watch out below line as well. In fact, let me move this up just a little bit more. It's out of your screen. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of this now. And that's what this is. Yesterday, I made the same exact post in my group. This is 40 minutes before the market opens and inside of here. And that is basically, not basically, that's what we got. I was very happy with that. And when, in fact, here was the note. I added this to the single prints here, and that drop right there is what made my day. We had several confluences there. I made a positional trade for it, and it was with trend, and boy, did that pay well. And then we bounced down here off one of our high time frame levels. In fact, I had an alert set in the group. If we touch that for, and you got an alert that that's where we touched and bounced, and that worked out very well. It is interesting. This is the trend line we drew in the morning, and we pretty much stayed with that when we got back to here. Okay. So that was really nice to see as well. I thought this is here because I thought, not thought, I just, I have no clue what price is really going to do. We're good at where price bounces. But when we bounced off that level here, I drew this for the group and I said, are we going to come back here? Because at that time, that's where POC was. At that time, that's where POC was. And then as we spent more time here, I told the group POC's about to get lowered, and POC got lowered. And that was it for the day. As soon as POC got lowered, I was done for the day. Took my ball and went home. And that's neat how now TradingView has this. When you click on it, just you can add text directly to the line here without having to go into the dialog box. I thought that was pretty cool. I tested that yesterday on the to the single prints. That's why that was there. I was testing out that new feature. Okay, so let's go to an hourly chart here. Let's bring this back in here. Let's turn on. Do I have? There we go. Ranges. So the next destination below would be the top of this range, about 55.10. This basically, in my opinion, let the steam out of the market. Like, we needed some kind of liquidation break. And that's all that really was. It's just a little liquidation break. We closed below the low of the baby session on Wednesday and below the low on Tuesday. Actually, we were finished right at it. In fact, I drew for the group. I said, look where we finished. Just here in all of this meat. We didn't really go anywhere, but it certainly took steam out of the market. And that was fantastic to see. Shorts are pretty much fool's gold. They pay the best, they pay the hardest, they're addicting, but you've got to know when you can short. The market goes up 80% of the time. 80% of your trades should be longs. So keep that in mind. So let's come in here and throw in trend lines for a second. All right, so we still have this major trend line here on this hourly and 4-hourly chart. What can break it? Either a move or time. So we had a little bit of a move. Then look at this. Let's zoom in here. I want to zoom in. Let's go into like a 10-minute chart. Look how we tap danced with it. I mean, that's just so cool. And then when it just released it in the London session, it released it. So yesterday, so we drew this primary trend line from the tippy top of overnight, and then we drew this one. And then what did we do here, guys? We went parabolic. You can't long until we break parabolic. Don't counter parabolic. If you do, do it small and do it at a perfect location, like the line we had drawn here, that you got notified in the group that that's a great bounce location. Is that the turnaround location? I don't pretend to predict turnarounds. Not at all. I wish I could, but we're just good at where price will bounce. So I'm going to remove this line. Don't need it. I'm going to keep the yellow one there because I want to know if we get back to it. Because let's say we get back, let's say we get back up over this white line, this white trend line. I want to then know this next level of resistance here, because look how we tap danced on this side and then on this side. So I think that's pretty well drawn. And then I want to know this level. It was kind of nice yesterday as well, because I had drawn in here for the group. Actually this level, which is where I expected price to be able to drop. Plus we had our POC distance that we talk about in our group. I drew out a rectangle, not a rectangle, I drew out a triangle here, and I told the group, this triangle you see here, I am not interested in trading in that range. I'm just going to wait till we get outside of it, or we're about to break outside of it. And that's what we did. All right. Now we did create a new set of single prints, which is updated on the price map. So on my website, on the price map at microstrader.com, you will see um, that. And I changed a couple things on that page. So if you'll indulge me for a second. So if you go to price map, like I said, I've changed a couple things if you'll indulge me a second. I removed the updates here. I just decided I was doing too much trying to do all of that. So if I'm going to make an update, it's going to be in the YouTube community tab. I'm also keeping just the absolute current video on here instead of having the whole week of them here. Um, if you want to see the archives, you can see the archives here, or you can see the week videos on my YouTube channel because I do not remove them until Saturday. And here's the single prints in VPOX that was updated last night. We had a new set of singles right here. You should be able to click on this chart and it will enlarge it. So let me scroll over right here at this 5825 is the set of single prints from yesterday. So I cleaned up the price map a little bit more where there's a little less information. Saturday, I will update this. And as always, a running total of our trades by week and total. And then kind of the weekly schedule if you had any interest in that. Yeah, so I think that covers it, guys. I wish you good luck today. I can't wait to trade with my traders, but it is OPEX Friday. Be careful, be careful. And in 4 days is the next YouTube live. So this weekend, I'll probably create that link and share it with you to if you would like to check us out. You can either get a Zoom pass and attend the day of your preference, and I will give you the front row seat and explain everything to you, or you can attend this YouTube live and watch us trade live because anyone can say anything on YouTube, but can we do it live? We can. All right, guys. I wish you good luck today. I'll see my traders soon. Bye bye.